अप्रुवल दिल्ली ती अप्रुवल कॅन्सल केली बेस्ड ऑन द रेकमेंडेशन ऑफ द सेंट्रली एम्पावर्ड कमिटी. तर पहिली म्हळ्यार आमी ह्या सेंट्रली एम्पावर्ड कमिटीचे आभार मानता. वी थँक देम कित्याक तांणी गोंयान येवन सारके स्टडी करून लोकांक मेळून एक्सपर्ट्सांक मेळून ताणें आपले रेकमेंडेशन सुप्रीम कोर्टाक दिले आनी ताज्या आदाराचेर ही अप्रुवल कॅन्सल जाली. सेकंडली हो जो निर्णय सुप्रीम कोर्टान काल दिलो दॅट विंडिकेट्स द पीपल ऑफ गोवा. गोंयकारांनी जो ह्या प्रोजेक्टांचो विरोध केल्लो ते गोंयकार खरे ठरले आनी BJP सरकार खोटी ठरली. आमी पळयलें की ह्या प्रोजेक्टान सगळे गोंयकार एक जावन प्रोटेस्ट केल्ले. स्पेशली यूथ तरणाट्यांनी हाचो लीड घेतिल्लो. आमचे मोले कॅम्पेन सामके ताणें नॅशनल लेवलाचेर व्हरून हो इशू हायलायट करून हो सामको म्हणजे फोकसान हाडलो. नॅशनल मिडिया सुद्दां ह्या इशूचेर रिपोर्ट करपाक लागली. तर this vindicates the people of Goa and especially the youth. So आमी ह्या युथाकूय हॅट्स ऑफ म्हणटा की तुमी इतलें काम करून आमचो गोंयान जो युनेस्कोचो वर्ल्ड बायोडायवर्सिटी हॉटस्पॉट आसा जो वेस्टर्न घाट्साचो पोर्शन ताका वाचोवपाक तुमी प्रयत्न केलो आनी तो सक्सेसफूल जालो. तुमकां याद आसतली हो जो अप्रुवल आसा नॅशनल बोर्ड ऑफ वायल्ड लायफाचो हो घाईन ऑनलायन हियरींग घेवन लॉकडावनाच्या टायमार 2 वर्सां पयलीं 2020 जेन्ना लॉकडावन आशिल्लो तेन्ना सुद्दां ऑनलायन हियरींग घेवन घाईन हो अप्रुवल पास केल्लो. कसलेच फॅक्ट स्टडी केल्या शिवाय कसलेच ग्राउंड एसेसमेंट केल्या शिवाय. आनी जेन्ना ग्राउंड एसेसमेंट जालो जेन्ना CEC गोंयान आयली आनी तांणी सगळी स्टडी केली तांणी तांच्या रिपोर्टान म्हळ्यार दे हॅव कॉल्ड दीस डबल ट्रॅकिंग प्रोजेक्ट इनएफिशियंट, अनजस्टिफायड आनी डिस्ट्रक्टीव. म्हळ्यार म्हाका दिसता हाज्या पेक्षा चड क्रिटिसिजम खंयच्याच प्रोजेक्टाचे आमी उलोवंक सुद्दां शकना. इनएफिशियंट, अनजस्टिफायड एंड डिस्ट्रक्टीव. दीस सावंड्स लायक द BJP गव्हर्मेंट टू मी. इनएफिशियंट, अनजस्टिफायड आनी डिस्ट्रक्टीव सगळीं कामां करता तांचे हे 3 तांचे म्हाका दिसता एडजेक्टिव्स वी कॅन यूज अबाउट ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द थिंग्स दॅट द BJP गव्हर्मेंट डज. आनी CECन म्हळें की देर इज नो सावंड रिजनिंग फॉर डबल ट्रॅकिंग ऑफ दीस रेल्वे लायन. म्हणजे कांयच नवे फॅक्ट्स आसतना कसलीच गरज नासतना हो प्रोजेक्ट इतल्या घाईन कित्याक केलो अशें CECन रेकमेंडेशन दिलें. तर जे आम आदमी पार्टी पयले दिसाच्यान म्हणटाले की हे जे डबल ट्रॅकिंग आसा ते गोंयकारा खातीर न्ही, ते गोंयाच्या बऱ्या खातीर न्ही. इट वॉज अ नेक्सस विथ द कोल लॉबी. डायरेक्टली इट वॉज अ नेक्सस विथ द कोल लॉबी. आनी आज बेस्ड ऑन दीस डिसिजन म्हाका दिसता आम आदमी पार्टी आनी तशेंच जे गोंयची जी एक्टिविस्ट आसा, यूथ आसा जे जाणी प्रोटेस्ट केल्लो, वी हॅव ऑल बीन प्रूव्ड रायट दॅट दीस वॉज बॅकडोर प्रोजेक्ट. व गोंयचे लँड घेवन गोंयचे एनवायरमेंट नश्ट करून गोंयचो पयसो खर्च करून दीस प्रोजेक्ट हॅड नो बेनिफीट फॉर गोवा ऑर गोवन्स. BJPचे लोक अजुनूय मानपाक तयार ना. एकटो म्हणटा ना हे जे अप्रुवल कॅन्सल केला दॅट इज ओन्ली फॉर वन स्मॉल पोर्शन इन द वेस्टर्न घाट्स, बाकीचे करतले म्हणून. अरे थंय तुमी डबल ट्रॅकिंग करचे ना आनी थंय पर्यंत तुमी डबल ट्रॅकिंग करतले वास्कोच्यान कुळे पर्यंत आनी कुळे ते कासोल रॉक पर्यंत डबल ट्रॅकिंग करचे ना. सो वॉट इज द पॉयंट. म्हणजे तुमचें लॉजीक कितें हो प्रोजेक्ट करपाच्या भितर. सो दॅट इज म्हणजे दीस इज द लेवल ऑफ डिनायल टू वीच द BJP गव्हर्मेंट एक्झिस्ट टुडे. की लोकांनी जो विरोध केल्लो तो विरोध जो सुप्रीम कोर्टान मान्य केलो हे BJP सरकार मान्य करपाक तयार ना. तर आमी मागता की गोंय सरकाराक BJP सरकाराक मातशें कम बॅक टू ग्राउंड लेवल. तुमी हे इलेक्शन जिखला म्हणून चड अहंकारान रावनाकात. आमी सदांच गोंया खातीर आनी गोंयकारा खातीर उबे आसतले आनी वी अपील टू द BJP गव्हर्मेंट एज वेल एज साऊथ वेस्टर्न रेल्वे ज्यांनी हो प्रोजेक्टाचे अप्रुवल वगैरे मागून सगळे हो प्रकल्प सुरू केल्लो की तुमकां परमिशन दिला जायत की यू कॅन रिअप्लाय. पूण वी अपील अँड वी डिमांड की हो प्रोजेक्ट तुमी एंटायरली स्क्रॅप करपाचो. नॉट जस्ट द पार्ट फॉर वीच अप्रुवल हॅज बीन कॅन्सल्ड, पूण जशें म्हणा दीस होल प्रोजेक्ट एज पर द CEC इज इनएफिशियंट, अनजस्टिफायड अँड डिस्ट्रक्टीव. ताच्या खातीर हो फूल डबल ट्रॅकिंग प्रोजेक्टूच स्क्रॅप करचो असो आम आदमी पार्टीचो डिमांड आसा. हांव मागता आमची आप लिडर आणि एक्स MLA एक्स मिनिस्टर मिसेस अलिना सल्दाना हाजेर 2 शब्द उलोवपाक.
A very good evening to all. As stated by Valmiki, I too welcome the order of the Supreme Court setting aside the clearance given by the National Board for Wildlife for the construction of the South-Western Railway double track through the eco-sensitive areas. That is, from Castle Rock in Karnataka to Kule in Goa. And this is based on the recommendations of the Central Empowered Committee, which termed, as stated by Valmiki also, the Central Empowered Committee termed the double tracking project as inefficient, unjustified, and potentially destructive for the state of Goa. Very, very rightly so. The people of Goa definitely welcome this decision of the Supreme Court, because this decision of the Supreme Court will definitely protect the biodiversity of the area, which includes the biodiversity that includes both plants, animals, and their respective habitat. However, the question that arises now is, what about the impact of the South-Western Railway double track through the villages of South Goa? What will be the impact of this double track, the second track, on the human beings that reside along the route? Okay? And what will be the impact of this second track, South-Western Railway second track, on the environment in which the people of South Goa live? Are not human beings as important as the animals who live in the area, that is, in the villages of South Goa, through which the second track will be passing? I think it is time for all of us to accept the statement made by the CEC, which termed the project as destructive. There is no doubt, if we go and walk along the track, in fact, it breaks our hearts to see many houses closed. Why are these houses closed? Because the people have realized, presently, the people have realized they can no longer live in those houses. Why? Because of the sound pollution. Okay? Because of the coal dust pollution. Because of the vibrations. And because of the risk to life. Now, what are we going to do? Aren't we human beings as important as the biodiversity in the area that is going to be protected? I think we have, all of us, to come together to request. I request the Supreme Court to please inspect the remaining part of the track, along which the South-Western Railway track will be doubled, and see for itself the present situation, see for itself where the second track will land. In fact, I remember very clearly that I, as a member of WACAD, along with the rest of the members, we invited the Honorable Chief Minister onto the tracks, and we moved through the villages of Kasauli, Velsang, Dandomolo, okay, and etc., one village after the other. And before we could come onto the track, the existing track, we inquired from the South-Western Railway office what would be the distance required for laying the second track. And we were informed by the South-Western Railway office that the distance required from the center of the existing track is 14 meters. So what we did was, we marked where the second track would land. And do you know where the second track landed? Inside the compounds of most houses. And I have to say this, that the Honorable Chief Minister, who was with us along on the tracks, he was totally perplexed. He was totally disturbed. But unfortunately, the Honorable Chief Minister did not act on what he saw. But we are very grateful to the Supreme Court, to the Honorable Supreme Court, who has realized that this project is a destructive project. But the destruction will be wrought not only along a certain section of the route where the biodiversity is intense, but throughout the route that passes through the villages of South Goa. And therefore, our honest request to the Honorable Supreme Court is to advise the CEC to carry out a site inspection through the villages of South Goa through which the track is passing and see for itself where the second track is going to land. What are the risks that the people of South Goa are going to face? Presently, many houses are closed. Why? One reason is that the senior members of the families who lived in those houses can no longer live in those houses because they are not able, they are senior citizens, they are not able to cross the track every now and then. Because if the people residing in these houses want to go to the market, or want to go to the doctor, or want to go to the temple, or want to go to the church, they have to cross the track, the existing track. And every time they are facing risk to life. Not only that, what about the children? The school-going children, they too cross the track. Already 2 to 3 lives have been lost on these tracks. Is this not a major reason for us as the government of the day, for the government of the day, to ensure that the second track does not see the light of the day? Because the second track is basically for the transfer of coal, to carry the coal that will be coming from Australia to our port. From there, we are picking up the coal. And where is this coal going from Mormugaon Port Trust? It is going to Karnataka. My question is, Goa has one port. Does the state of Karnataka have ports? Definitely. It has 5 ports. Why can't the coal land at one of these 5 ports of Karnataka and from there go where it has to be taken to? This is, see, we are not against any state. I love my country. We all love our country. As Aam Aadmi members, we can say very proudly that we are proud Indians. And we want our country to develop, but not development at the cost of people's life, because this project is a threat to life. Not only because the risk involved, but also about coal pollution, coal dust pollution. If you go in these villages and walk along the track and just touch the trees and pass your hands over the leaves of these trees, your hands turn black. The coal dust has settled on the leaves of the trees. The same way, coal dust settles inside on our lungs. Every time we inhale, we are breathing in coal dust, which can lead to all kinds of, respiratory problems. So our request, our earnest request is that CEC should inspect the route passing through the villages of South Goa, check out the disadvantages that will be further intensified and scrap this project once and for all. Because life is important. And when we do what is called development, it should benefit the people of the area and not be detrimental to their lives. And therefore, our honest request once again to the Honorable Supreme Court, please advise the CEC to inspect the entire route along which the second track will be laid, study all the disadvantages of this project, and I know, I have full faith that the members of the CEC will realize themselves that this project cannot happen in our state, which is dot size. Our state is too small to be able to carry this kind of, to be able to contain a project of this magnitude. Let us not destroy Goa. Goa is beautiful, small and beautiful. The people throughout the world love Goa. Goa is a touristic state. We cannot pollute the state and expect that the tourists will visit the state. We have to think twice, and I am sure, I have full faith, all of us members of Aam Aadmi Party have full faith that the Supreme Court will do the needful and take care of our beautiful state of Goa. Thank you.
मग आमचे व्हाईस प्रेसिडेंट प्रतिमा कुटिनो दोन सांगची.
नमस्कार. आतांच बाब वाल्मिकीन आनी मॅडम आलिनान डिटेलान हाजेर सांगिल्लें आसा, पण हांगा खरी खोशेची गजाल आसा की सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑन मंडे they set aside the National Board of Wildlife's clearance for double tracking of railways line from Castle Rock, Karnataka to Kulem, Goa. And hitut reportan Supreme Courtan, in this report to the Supreme Court last month, CEC they rejected all the justifications which were presented by the railways for the project. And what he said that it is inefficient, दुसरे म्हणतात ते unjustified, and तिसरे म्हणतात ते potentially destructive. And in detail both our leaders have spoken on this, पण म्हाका हांगा सांगपाक जाय that yes, it is a very good news after the Supreme Court has come out with this order, with its judgment. And here I would like to personally congratulate each and every गोंयकार, प्रत्येक गोंयकाराक हांव परबी दिवपाक सोदतां. बिकॉज तुमी पळयल्यार जो CECचो रिपोर्ट, CECन रिपोर्ट दिलो तो, हे एक्चुअली कायद्यान कोणाचें कार्य आशिल्लें, काम आशिल्लें, हें काम आशिल्लें गोंय सरकाराचें. BJP गव्हर्मेंट शूड हॅव गिवन दीस रिपोर्ट, बट CEC तेंचें काम करून दाखयलें. आनी हांव कॉंग्रेट म्हणून सोदतां, जशें हांवें म्हणलां, प्रत्येक गोंयकाराक, each and every, जावं तो सोशल एक्टिविस्ट जावं, NGO जावं, every Goan in regards to its caste, creed, religion. I remember that historic night in Chandor, where not only young and old, the youth, even parents, आपल्या ल्हान ल्हान माणकुले भुरग्यांकनी घेवन ते प्रोटेस्टाक आयिल्लीं. आनी चांदोर होल नायट जागरण करून, मेणवात्यो आपल्या हातीन धरून ते प्रोटेस्ट आनी ती युनिटी जे गोंयकारान दाखयल्ली, म्हाका दिसता ताजें फळ हें काल आयज सुप्रीम कोर्टान दिल्लें आसा. म्हाका सांगपाचें आसा की हो सरकार जो आसा BJP, हो तेन्नाय आनी आतांय दे आर एक्टींग डम एंड डेफ. तांकां लोकांची कळ ना, तांकां लोकांचें पळोवंक ना. सरकार कित्याक आसता? आमचें माणकुलें गोंय, हें गोंय सांबाळपाक आयज आमच्या गोंयकारांक भायर येवपाक पडटा. हांव गोंयकारांक सांगूंक सोदतां की हीच युनिटी तुमी दवरात, सगळीं एकठांय रावात आणि कितेंय आसूं सरकारा कडेन सरकाराचे अगेन्स्ट ती युनिटी सरकाराचे पावर उणो पडटा जेन्ना गोंयकार एकठांय जाता तेन्ना. आतां ट्रूथ एज प्रिवेल्ड. सगळ्यांक खबर आसा की BJP सरकार जे आसा ते आपल्या फायद्याक लागून हे डबल ट्रॅकिंग हाडूंक सोदताले. हे कोणाक फायदो करपाक सोदताले? आमची झाडां, आमची पेडां, आमची जनवरां, आमची रानां, आमची एनवायरमेंट, आमची न्हंयो डिस्ट्रॅक्ट करून कोणाक डिस्ट्रॉय करून कोणाक फायदो करूंक सोदताले? जस्ट फॉर सम पेनी, थोडेशे पयशे दुडवा खातीर हे फायदो करूंक सोदताले. जे कोल हब आसा, कोलाचे आसा तांकां. सो सगळ्यांक खबर आसा. म्हाजी इतलीच रिक्वेस्ट आसा की आमी हे जे कोल लॉबीक ते हेल्प करपाक सोदताले पूण जेन्ना गोंयकार एकठांय आयले आमकां आमचे दाखोवन दिलें की नो पॉवरफूल फोर्सीस और नो पॉवरफूल गव्हर्मेंट कॅन गो अगेन्स्ट. आतां हांव लास्ट सांगूंक सोदतां की सरकारा कडेन हांव विनंती करता जेन्ना सुप्रीम कोर्ट जे टेम्पल ऑफ जस्टीस म्हणटात सुप्रीम कोर्टान तुमकां सांगलां ते तुमी तांकां हें करून जस्ट बिकॉज समवेर स्टेट गव्हर्मेंट कॅन ऑलवेज हॅज अ रायट ऑर हॅज अ से. सो सुप्रीम कोर्टाक तुमी रिस्पेक्ट करचें आनी तुमी आपणाक जाय तें करचें न्ही म्हणून. आनी लोकांचें आनी गोंयचें तुमी आमची जी अस्तिकाय आसा ती सांबाळची म्हणून. आनी गोंयकार जे जागृत आसा गोंयकार जे जागे आसा अशेंच युनायटेड रावचें. आनी BJP सरकार जावं ते प्रमोद सावंत जो CM आसा ताका हांव सांगूंक सोदतां जेन्ना लोक चांदोर ते दीस प्रोटेस्टाक सगळे भायर सरले पीसफूल प्रोटेस्ट दवरलो रातभर जागरण केली पूण तुमकां ती दादागिरीची चड संवय हजरांनी जे गोंयकार ते आशिल्ले तांकां तुमी आडावपा खातीर कितले तरी पुलीस डिप्लॉय केले पुलिसांच्यो गाडयो खूब थंय तुमी दादागिरी आनी फोर्स दाखोवपाक गव्हर्मेंट मशिनरी दाखोवपाक तुमी ट्राय केलें. आनी लोकांचो आवाज सप्रेस करपा खातीर तुमी प्रत्येक कितले तरी म्हाका दिसता NGO सोशल एक्टिविस्ट पार्टी मेंबर्स जायते लोकांचेर जे तुमी FIR केसीस घातिल्ल्यो आसा. हांव मागतां की BJP सरकारान जाता तितले बेगीन ह्यो केसीस विड्रॉ करच्यो म्हणून. कित्याक आयज काल तुमी पळयलां ट्रूथ एज प्रिवेल्ड आनी सरकाराक इतलेंच दिसपाक जाय म्हाकाय दिसता खंय तरी सरकाराचे आनी त्या मंत्र्यांची आनी चीफ मिनिस्टराची भुरगीं आसात तांचे फाल्यां नात्रां जातलीं. आमचें गोंय आमी सांबाळून दवरूंक जाय आमची झाडां पेडां आमी सांबाळून दवरूंक जाय आमचे वायल्ड लायफ आमी सांबाळून दवरपाक जाय आमची न्हंयो सांबाळून दवरपाक जाय म्हणून आय होप that some sense, better sense prevails on the BJP government and they realize that yes, that we Goans are not for this double tracking model. They were going.
There is just one more point that I would like to mention here, and that is that, it is not only the people of the state that have objected to this project. When this project was placed before the Forest Department, the PCCF, Mr. Richard D'Souza, very definitely, without mixing any words, after a thorough study of the project, he stated that this project cannot happen in the state of Goa. He stated very definitely that Goa does not have the carrying capacity to contain such a project. Okay? And yes, along with this, our Chief Minister then, late Sir Manohar Parrikar, agreed totally that this project is not possible in dot-sized Goa. So I request the present government of the day to think twice before going ahead with a destructive project that will destroy Goa forever. Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions?
Ma'am, you told the track is coming, track is coming on the house of this.
It's not coming on the house. See, what we did was we marked, we were told that from the center of the existing track, you need 14 meters for the second track. So we marked 14 meters. And when we marked the 14 meters, the mark landed inside the compound of most houses. Now, we marked at least about 10 houses, not one after the other, leaving a big gap between the houses. And most of these houses, you know, it is so sad, it's heartbreaking. Beautiful houses. Now, let me tell you, along this route also, okay, right from the beginning, there are heritage houses. Some of these houses come under World Heritage. Now, houses under World Heritage are protected houses. There are houses that are hundreds of years old. Are we going to destroy? Obviously. You tell me, if the track is going to land inside the compound of the houses, will those houses be able to survive the onslaught of the vibrations? Definitely not. So, are we out to destroy Goa? Are we out to make the people of Goa homeless? I was in the Goa Rehabilitation Board. I know what the government gives to rehabilitate those who lose anything because of a state project. It's nothing. So what are we going? See, we elect a government to improve our standard of life, our standard of living. Not to go backwards, but to move forward. So I request the government of the day to cancel this project, because basically this project is meant for the transport of coal. Don't destroy Goa, don't pollute Goa. Goa is too tiny to contain this kind of pollution.
Thank you.
Now,